20 after 5 o'clock. We have a very special guest now joining us, one of the very few people in Minnesota who is not running for governor. It's Senator-elect Al Franken.
Hi, Mike.
How you doing, Al?
How do you know I'm not running for governor?
Well, you know, I just figured you didn't
want
want
to. The Senate thing.
I figured you didn't want to run against Coleman again, so.
Oh, that's good. Good point. I think I'll do the Senate job.
Okay.
Hey, I want to thank the UpTake. I want to thank you and the UpTake for what you did during the recount and the contest, and for showing for making it so transparent what the process was, for the transparency of it, and unbelievable, great service.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And humbled. We tried to do what we could, and we're glad that. Did you get? I assume you watched. So.
I did watch. In fact, you ruined my vacation.
Okay. Well.
My campaign manager made us me and Franny take a vacation, like the first week of the trial.
Uh-huh.
And we just couldn't enjoy ourselves at all. The first thing, we couldn't get online. So that was a day. And then we finally did. So anyway, but thank you for ruining my vacation.
So I have the guilt on my head that I ruined Al Franken's vacation. Okay.
Nope.
That's good. We have been asking our viewers and listeners. You know how the live blog works. I've been inundated with questions. Some of them into the serious policy stuff. Some of them are just silly. But what everybody seems to be asking about is health care, and specifically the public option on health care, and where you might sit on that, when you get in there.
Well, I'm as you probably know, very predisposed to a public option. To be fair to everybody listening, the devil's always in the details, and I have to see what's going to be, what's actually going to be there. One of the things that I'm most upset about not being seated right away is that I'm on the Health Committee, Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, and they've been marking up the health care bill, and so when I get there, they're going to finish marking it up, and I'm not really going to be a member of the committee until they finish it, because Sheldon Whitehouse has been holding my place, and Sheldon was an insurance commissioner in, I think he was an insurance commissioner in Rhode Island, so he's very knowledgeable on that. So I'm going to sit in on the markup, but I'm not actually a member of the committee until they get this finished. So you probably know how predisposed I am to a public option. I think the private insurance needs the competition.
Okay. Well, here's one of the sillier questions, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. Where were you more? I'm pulling it up. When were you more pleased? When Norm Coleman conceded, or when Marty Seifert said he would campaign against a potential run by Norm Coleman for governor on the slogan, but he lost to Al Franken?
I think I wasn't aware of that second thing.
Oh, okay, well.
So I'd have to, and so this is the first I've heard of it, and I was much more pleased when Norm conceded.
I can imagine so.
A very gracious call, and it was a very nice ending to a pretty bruising campaign, but it was a very gracious call.
And we've heard you explain that, and it's I sincerely believe you on that one. Okay, here's another one. Rush Limbaugh has been comparing Minnesota's elections to the Iran elections. Any reaction to that?
Well, that's one of the great things about being able to run for public office, and now holding it, is that you don't have to really listen to Rush Limbaugh. And there's far more serious things to do.
But he's the head of the Republican Party.
Get a good health care bill, and work on changing our energy economy to a renewable energy economy, and transforming our education system so kids in Minnesota have are ready for a 21st century economy. So that's one of the great pleasures not being on the radio, where that was kind of an easy thing to do, is listen to him and then refute him.
Okay. People, back to the serious stuff. People have been asking about issues. Somebody asked about a potential assault weapons ban that may come up again in Congress. Somebody else has asked here about the DOMA, Defense of Marriage Act, that might come up again. Do you look at trying to change any of the current law on those two issues?
Well, I'm pro same-gender marriage, and I started the campaign saying that, and I remember, I think when I said it, and it was first on a debate on Almanac or something, one of the usual suspect political scientists in the state was asked, or said that Al Franken had just fatally wounded himself by coming out for gay marriage, and it just never became an issue. And I think we're beyond that. So I think DOMA will be history soon. And it's just young. I remember George Will saying on This Week with George Stephanopoulos, he said to people my daughter's age, he was talking about his daughter, but his daughter is my daughter's age too, think that being gay is about as interesting as being left-handed. And I actually think it's more interesting. But I mean, his point was a good point, which is that this is just gone by the wayside. We had the 40th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. It was also the 42nd anniversary this month of Loving versus Virginia, which made laws against interracial marriage illegal. And if you just read what the judge said in those things, in those cases, who it was a couple they literally broke into their bedroom and arrested them. And the stuff that was said 42 years ago about interracial marriage, you just can't believe it. And 40 years from now, people will not believe it. There was a ban on same-gender marriage.
We got just a couple minutes left here, and time is so fleeting. Two questions I had. Do you think if Norm Coleman runs for governor, which is a possibility, and if he did, he'd probably be one of the leading candidates, what advice would you have for the DFL candidate that would be running against him?
To call me.
Okay. That's simple enough. And then the swearing in and all of what's happening next week. Do you know what the logistics, the schedule, all that's going to be yet?
What I'm hearing is it's going to be on Tuesday, and that it is going to be that Vice President Biden has been confirmed, which I'm very happy with, and that Vice President Mondale is going to accompany me down with Senator Klobuchar.
Wow.
And I'm thrilled about that as well.
That is absolutely cool.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Are you pinching yourself these days a little bit?
Yeah, I am. And there's something surreal about all this, and I don't think it would have been quite as surreal if we just won on election night and then gone ahead and gotten the office ready by January 6th. And there's something very surreal about this whole thing, and part of it was watching it on the UpTake, and the length of all of this, and now it finally, so suddenly, just boom, it happens. So yeah, I'm pinching myself a little bit, and I'm looking so forward to the opportunity to serving. And Paul Wellstone said that the business, politics is not about winning, it's not about power, it's about improving people's lives.
And it's about.
And I just can't wait to get there and do that.
And it's time for us to go. Al, thank you very much. You've been listening to Quick on the UpTake. Mom, thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow.